Alright everybody, so here we are again today. We're going to do another review. This is going to be my final version reviews. I finally got these helicopters into their final flying versions, which I think flies best, at least for me. Okay, so if you've noticed, both of my helicopters, my 130 and my 300, both have new Fusuno canopies. Had my name put into them. Very, very nice. Took about a month to get here from Vietnam. But they are very, very nice fitting. Some people said they're a little snug, but actually I have no problems. They actually fit a little bit better than the stock canopy. The 300X canopy came with the pre-drilled grommets already, and the grommets were installed. The 130X had little pilot holes, so I had to drill the holes myself and put the grommets in. If you look, they fit very, very nice. There's no warpage, no bending, doesn't impede on the servos. With the 300X, my stock canopy would impede on these servos. So, like this now, there's no impedance on the servos. Also, some people are complaining that they said they had to spread their canopy apart and it was touching the gear. If you look, mine is not even close to the gear. So, very, very nice fitting. Very, very nice fit and finish. I'll give you guys a real close-up look. Very, very nice fit and finish. They did a good job. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's get into the 130 and we can talk about my upgrades. Okay, so I have the heat sinks on the motor. Okay, this motor runs very hot, so the heat sinks, the dual heat sinks, help to keep this motor cool. That upgrade I kept. The RKH metal head and the micro heli blade grips I took off. For some reason, it had a very hard time getting into balance. No matter what blades I put on, as long as I had both the grips and the head, I always had a little shake. With the plastic head and the plastic grips, all of my shake is pretty much gone. I did keep the metal swash plate. Takes a lot of that slop out. That I like, so that I kept. I have carbon fiber blades from Micro Heli. These are very nice. They don't flex, so it made this helicopter very fast. With the metal head and metal blade grips, I could not use these blades. Even though they're very nicely balanced, with all metal up here, this helicopter would shake violently with these blades. But with it stock like this, I can use these blades, and oh my gosh, it's very touchy. It made this helicopter much faster, night and day difference. I'd rather use the blades and have plastic here than have metal here and plastic blades. Okay. Another upgrade you can see I'm in the process of doing, the DS35 servo upgrade. I went through 2 of the linear servos and they kept getting slop in them after a little while of using them. And that would cause the tail to start to shake back and forth because this rod would have some slop in it. With this upgrade, that slop should all but be gone. And I've already got the wiring harness plugged in, the adapter for the upgrade. So if you get this servo, you need to get this wire adapter to plug into the board, okay? Because it's a micro Molex plug, and your stock servo plug won't fit. Okay, so that's all the upgrades I have up front. I've also taken back out the titanium main shaft and the auto rotation gear. It really wouldn't auto rotate anyways, and for the price of replacing that auto rotation gear, it just wasn't economical to keep it in there. It actually does fly decent with it though, so if you do buy that part, it's not a bad idea. Okay. I have the second support bracket that takes the flex out of this shaft right here in the middle. Otherwise, it'll flex and you'll get a lot of wag. I also have the metal tail case. I have metal pitch slider and carbon fiber here. Carbon fiber, otherwise this thing will flex a whole bunch and shake. That'll cause wag. Okay. I have metal blade grips also. I had them on for a little while. I took them back off. With everything metal here, it weighs too much and it'll sway, and the gyro will have a really hard time stopping it, and you'll get a really bad wag. And it's just because you have too much weight in the tail for these little rotor blades to try and stop or correct for. Okay, so if you're going to go metal, don't do everything metal. Just do maybe half of the system. Either go with metal blade grips and plastic in the case, or go with a metal case like I did and plastic in the grips. It'll keep the weight down enough so that this tail will still stay very solid. Okay, so for the 130X, that's pretty much all of my upgrades. and I plan on keeping it this way for a while. I kind of like how it is. With the plastic up there, it does tend to break during a crash, but with the metal will bend, and because of the bend, it still looks like it's fine, and you'll try and fly it again, and you'll have all these vibrations, and you can't tell where they're coming from, and usually it's because you have a few bent metal parts. With the plastic, it's either going to be straight or it's going to be broken. Very rarely does it bend and not be visible. So I'm going to stick with the plastic for a while. I do like how it's flying right now. When I get that new tail servo in, I'm sure it'll be great, and this is its final flying form. Okay, so now for my 300X. Okay, let's take off this Fusuno canopy. Okay, very nice canopies, very nice fit, very nice finish. Highly recommend it. Fusuno.com. Fusuno. I know it looks like a G, but it's actually Fusuno. They're in Vietnam. Takes a little while to get here, like I said, about a month, but well worth it. Okay, so let's see, what do I have? As far as motor, it's all stock. I'm still using the Beast X in here. Gearing is all stock. I'm still using the stock pinion, stock gear ratios. Nothing's upgraded there. I find that with the carbon fiber blades and the few things that I explain here, I get more than enough performance out of the stock motor and stock speed controller. Okay, so I've added the metal swash plate. I've also added the metal follower arms, metal head, metal blade grips, carbon fiber rotor blades. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the modifications on the front half. All of this stuff makes this helicopter fly very, very nice, very, very tight. And I also have the metal anti-rotation bracket. Okay. When it comes to the tail, I have boom brackets from RKH, carbon fiber, very nice, very strong. I have the metal tail case, aluminum tail case, aluminum pitch slider, and then I have the carbon fiber rotor blades, tail rotor blades. I left the plastic grips because I like to have a little bit of flex in here. Tail rotor blades are extremely sensitive. If they are off balance in just a hair, the whole helicopter will go out of control. For example, one of these balls, the connecting rod or connecting link pushed over the ball and was all the way on, giving just a hair of play in one of these. That play was enough that when I went to idle up, the whole helicopter would roll hard to the right like that. It became uncontrollable, and I had to land it over and over and over until I figured out that I had just a tiny bit of play here, but that tiny bit of play is enough to throw off the fly barless gyro, and then you're going to have a bad day. So, I mean, you'd be best off just leaving the plastic grips. They have a little bit of give, so if these tend to hit the ground, the plastic grip will give, and you'll do a lot less damage to your blades. Besides that, my helicopter is all stock, and you know, it's a really good helicopter. Up on my wall, if you guys have noticed, my T-Rex 450, I'm actually in the process of converting to a DFC head. Okay, so that one, I've got the new servo, or the new 3-axis gyro on there. That's the ZYX-S. Not programmed yet. As you notice, I still got to do some wiring, but it's getting there. This is one of my projects, and there's the new Align DFC head from Align. Very nice. Very nice part. This one is set up with the Align flybar setup. Actually had a servo failure with one of these Tower Pro, so I'm replacing these with high-tech HS65 HBs with the carbonite gears, kind of like what I have in this helicopter up here. They have zero wear, and they, you know, if you crash, you're going to break them, but for normal flying, they have zero wear, so I really, really like them. This helicopter is also going to be converted to a fly barless setup. You can see right here. This one has the washout arm, so it's not a DFC, but it should be fun still. And then I'm going to be using, so that's a ZYX, I'm going to be using this 3-axis gyro, which is it's like a Beast X clone. It's a V6 Aileron 3GX. It's pretty much a clone of a Beast X. I'm going to give that a try in this helicopter once I convert it. And then I bought another Iceman gyro. This gyro is going to be for my big Extra 300 there. That one should be a nice flyer once I get it in there. Also, the Midget Mustang should be back up in the air here pretty soon. I finally got it set up on a 3-cell system, so I expect that plane to do between 100 and 120, somewhere in that neighborhood in miles an hour. Alright guys, until next time, have a good one.